Yeah. We here again once more. Welcome to another episode of Creative Always Be. This episode is called Creative Always Be Editing and Directing Video. Cuzino, Cubs, is a music video director who has worked on many projects over the year. To name a few, you have worked for RDX and Razor B. He's also a professional editor. He adds his style to music videos and edits so you can know he was the one who did it. We are excited to talk to him today on our show. Let's check out his show reel or a video that kind of put him on the map, so to speak. Wagwan, my brother, Wagwan, comes where
One
the
Shango with the old school video from way back in the day, man.
we're gonna pull up the peanut shell and make the people them kind of
Yeah,
say yo a whole heap of
memories
directing and stuff like that go on night. We don't really get to the dancing part, but as soon as the dancing part come in, make a switch back to it for make the people them say yo the
is
cuts and them
serious.
stuff there
It's
where that go on
fire.
every day and normal, you see me? So
Wasn't.
um before may I watch it? I want to wait until the dancing part start for switch back to it and then we
Yeah,
can ask some questions.
yeah,
Take a
man.
start now, so
Yeah. It's gonna start now. Yeah, there it is right there. Look at that right there. Mad.
yo, share
Yeah,
this squad na normal, bruv.
sick dog. Sick. Yo, I wanna mention some stuff about this project though, yo, because this was one of the hardest projects ever, man.
Yeah, man. So before we get into all of that, though, I want you to give me a rundown of how you got started as a basically a video editor, a director. You know what I mean? How did you get started? Like, where did you basically say, yo, yeah, yo, all right, then, mega deal with videos for your living and them stuff. So, kind of give me a breakdown of that.
Yo, it all started through dancing, to be honest with you. From way back in the days of the famous dance group Shady Squad. And not a lot of people know that I was in a dance group or in Shady Squad because I'm not like, the face of the group. You know what I mean? I'm more like the guy, one of the mastermind in the group. You know what I mean? Um, big up the man them though. But it started there, so still like just doing doing dance videos for the group. You know what I mean? I mean, before that, still it was just kind of like I discover a software on my computer called Movie Maker. Everybody's supposed to know that. You know what I mean? The one layer video and the one audio chat video. So I was like kind of fooling around with that. And just I got interested in just cutting up pictures and clips, putting them together. So after that, now I got into the whole dancing thing, and still doing the whole practicing being an editor. You know what I mean? So I did a few projects, but like there's like two main projects that I do that actually got me a job working at a video production slash website company called Irish and Chin. I did something with my group. It's a Rihanna music video and Vibes Cartel Peanut Shell, like the one that you were showing a while ago. So it definitely started from through dancing.
Okay, so basically, you started basically as a dancer, you know what I mean, expressing yourself as a dancer in a creative way. You and share this squad and everything, and you decided that you wanted to you know what I mean? You kind of have an idea of what a video should look like in terms of like the cuts and the
Definitely,
direction that you'd want the video to go.
definitely,
And
definitely.
you decide to do this video. By doing this video now, it basically bring you an opportunity for work with Irish and Chin. And you basically
Um,
start work with Irish and Chin.
Yo, hold on. Let me try to refresh my memory real quick. I think, yeah, I was actually working with Irish and Chin at the time I did this video. Um,
Oh, okay.
yeah, the peanut shell video. Yes, I was working with them at the time. Yeah, when I did that video.
Okay, okay, cool, cool. So you are work with them now. You basically as art and boom, you had to look at video and you had to look at editing. And what would you say is your point when you start to consider yourself? Because now because you edit video, you consider yourself a video editor, a professional video editor. When did you start to consider yourself a professional video editor, whereas you're working on client work for video editing, and video editing is what is basically paying the bills, and you're working for multiple people and doing multiple projects?
Okay. No, while working for Irish and Chin, the same peanut shell video that you saw, um, people just reach out to me. You know what I mean? Yo, that body, I like the creativity. You know what I mean? And when I explain to people, like, not only I edited that, but I directed and helped shoot, and also was a talent because I was dancing in that video as well. So um, they're like, disbelief. But um, while working for Irish and Chin, a lot of people contact me for other work. You know what I mean? In Massacre's early day, I was doing videos for him. Also, you have RDX and Ryan Mark. You know what I mean? Just like you know, a ton of people that reach out to me, and the feedback was good. So at that time, while working for that company, um, I consider myself to you know being a professional editor, because the feedback I was getting, and the the um the the level of persons that I was working with. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, them time the even though by the early days, them time they still, but I mean, just the work they just are coming. So man, I say, yo, this is actually something I want to do for a living, and have it pay the bills and whatnot. You know what I mean?
Okay, cool, cool, cool. So based on the volume of work that you were doing, what me hear you say is that you start say, yo, say I hate this other thing I want to do. And how long ago was this?
Yo, this was probably like 6, 7 years ago, man. Like around them time that
All right,
like
so 6, 7 years ago, you kind of say, yo, all right, then we'll work with this, a video editing we want to do and everything. What would you consider your next level up? What would you consider when you take it to a next level as a video editor now and start work on some project where you just say, yo, the project I'm work on, a decent side project, and you know, I put some input in this way, make it look a certain way and feel a certain way that I consider important as it relates to the project itself.
Um, when that actually started was when I built myself my brand, CAB Concepts. When I started to take my work seriously and just resigned from Irish and Chin. Yeah, that's actually the time when um, more work started to put into my brand and my creative content was going out there more. Not only for music videos, but for also corporate clients as well. You know what I mean? So um, yeah, that's supposed to answer your question, don't it?
Yeah, man, that answer the question. Like, I like to hear when entrepreneur, and the reason why I'm asking that question, I wanted to hear when did you find it, when did that point, so to speak, some of them call it the breaking point. When did that point happen where you decide, say, yo, listen, me don't really want to work for nobody, whereas at them I get the credit for the work, and then me just I do the work. Me want to do the work behind my brand, so I'm recognized and say, yo, you know, say a cops do that. I
Hmm.
know cops that do that run Irish and Ching, if you understand what I mean.
Yeah,
So it's good when you can hear when a creative or an entrepreneur give you that insight. When did they decide, say, yo, you know what I mean? Me I gotta take up my things serious now, and me I gotta put my energy in a my craft versus I put the energy in a next man craft, you know what I mean?
yo,
Or help a
without
next
that,
man build film industry, and me basically just help him build film thing.
yeah, without that Shango, like before my brand, like I usually do a whole heap of work for people outside of the company that I usually work for. You know what I mean? Um, a whole heap of people usually link me and say, "Yo, edit this for me, edit that for me," and me personally just never like what me I get. Like at the time, like nobody never had that show good, exposure too high. You know what I mean? Bare knives and angles don't, it just don't make sense. And you see, the thing is now, people just want you to just work your magic. You know what I mean? Just, hey, just do your thing, Cap. Believe in you. You know what I mean? And then get a good video, but it's just kind of like, yo, that just pushed me to actually get into my own thing now where directing is concerned. You know what I mean? So,
So
you know, what is it?
what me I hear from you say is that you becoming more a music director um, is based on frustration of the quality raw footage that you're getting.
Yeah, because here we know, I was just an editor. I was just an editor. That's all I'm doing, editing. You know what I mean? Even though I shot one and two things, that wasn't really the 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 serious part of my journey. You know what I mean? It's more like, you know, putting the final pieces together. You know what I mean? I love the process of editing and you know what I mean, just being around my computer, just working long hours, just putting footage together, just creating magic. You know what I mean? That was my focus at the time, and it's really out of frustration with other clients' work that pushed me to get into directing. You know what I mean? Just shooting my own stuff and just getting out there. So yeah.
So all right. Even though my ear said that, and it sounds like you're more an editor than a director, so to speak.
Yeah, it's
Why
true.
you never start to give the persons who are shooting directions then, so to, so you wouldn't be directing the video, but you can say, yo, watch your exposure, or you know what I mean, like look out for these angles and stuff like that, instead of taking up directorship, so to speak, because that is adding one more thing to your plate. Even though it can make you money, that is basically you almost walking away from your niche to go into some next man space because you are frustrated. You know what I mean? I'm understand me as a editor myself. I mean, I really like edit people work. I'm rather for edit things and
Oh,
me shoot, because
okay.
me know when me I shoot for. them sometimes they know them a shoot and them do one bag of stuff and them expect you to fix it in post, which like that
Fix
makes
it in
sense.
post. Yeah. Fix
Yeah.
it in post.
So why you never decided to say, alright, then even when I shoot on the video, me need for the on set. And me need to kind of give some form of direction, even though that's technically directing, but you not necessarily start take up the shooting and all them stuff. Then why did you feel like you were forced, so to speak, to go down that direction?
Um, well, as I said, the reason why I was forced is because there's a lack of shooting skills. At the time, just getting myself out there, I wasn't really working with anybody, up there professional. You know what I mean? So and my shooting skills was not there either, to be honest, like in my early days. You know what I mean? I actually taught myself when you don't know the networking with people being on set, especially Asha. Asha taught me a lot. You know what I mean? Just when he's shooting, let me come on set, let me learn this, let me learn that. You know what I mean? And I do talk to clients that I usually work with in terms of shooting. You know what I mean? But it's just kind of like I wanted to spread my wings more. You know what I mean? I don't want to have all my eggs in one basket. So okay, cool. I am doing this editing thing now and it's good and I'm getting good feedback and I really love my work. You know what I mean? So let me just like get into shooting or get into directing. You know what I mean? So
Okay. May I hear you? But I don't know if it's where I am personally right now with
mm,
how persons tend to sometime deviate from them passion, so to speak. Because to me, you sound like you're passionate about editing based on what you're explaining.
yo,
But you know,
I'm passionate about video production on a whole, fam. Like on a whole. Like you will see
yeah,
me
but
even at the lighting. Is it
yeah,
me?
but
Like
Cubs, listen to me I say for a second. You would you art if you was to do a survey right now amongst people who know you, what would they say you are? An editor or a video
definitely
director?
definitely an editor. Definitely.
Exactly. So if you do a survey amongst people you know and them say, oh, you know, so Cubs is an editor, why you don't think it make more sense that you dig deep as an editor? Me like go deep as an editor, focus on editing, try and learn the new software, them try and learn even DaVinci Resolve and learn a little bit about coloring and them stuff there. So yeah, dig deeper as that type of creative versus you are trying to learn shooting and you are trying to learn directing when you good at editing already. You just a dig deeper. Why you not really think about it like that instead of trying to learn some other things versus going deep? Cause we tend to either go wide as creatives or we go deep. Wide or narrow. Them say wide or narrow, but me tend to use the word deep in terms of digging deeper into what you love and know and good at, as opposed to trying to learn some things that you probably are gonna alright. Go deep with what you're great at and try to do some things where you're probably good at. So why you don't have that type of thinking as it relates to you becoming the best editor in a Jamaica versus being a good videographer, a good director. You know what I mean? Like why you never think about it like that?
Um with editing now, I feel like I mean, well there is no limit. Like I know every year I get better at what I do. I'm way, way better than 6, 7 years ago when I started. You know what I mean? And I did dig deeper into, but at the same time I wanted to spread my wings more within the video production side. You know what I mean? And I mean it's always good to learn different areas. I feel like once you master area enough, you know what I mean? you can, learn something new. That's my whole idea. You know what I mean? So, I'm doing this editing thing now for a whole heap of, artists and corporate company. And I'm getting good feedback. You know what I mean? So not only I'm making money from that now. So okay, when editing slow down now, what I'm going to do? Just sit down and wait. Learn something new, man. Make somebody call you for shoot. Learn how to shoot. People contact me to shoot. So I shoot and edit. You know what I mean? So I'm doubling my income right there. You know what I mean? So um I just believe that um doing more than just my first passion and finding another passion, you know what I mean, within the same field.
All right.
Just
So when I hear you say basically is that it helps to understand because editing and shooting basically comes together. Them work together.
exactly like
So it
I really and truly don't have nothing to edit if I don't shoot or somebody don't shoot and give me footage. You know what I mean?
all
So
right. So you saw it as a necessity then to learn how to shoot.
yeah, of course, man. Like yeah, I
All
mean
right.
that
Fair
was
enough.
that was that was like that was like my second thing I wanted to do. You know what I mean? Because it's just as I said, still sometimes it's just out of frustration. You know what I mean? Like oh yo, this angle is don't look. Why I'm shoot there, or like why the ISO is just so much, and like that could have like better. You know what I mean? Like I felt like
Yeah.
I could do this better than what I'm getting to edit.
And I clearly understand that. That's actually a good point.
Yeah,
But sometimes it's weird. It's weird, Oh, we as creatives, I'm not telling you say, yo, you not need not to learn for edit and shoot because them work together, you know what I mean? And everybody have them different way how them go about doing their business or working on their business. But
yeah,
if you notice, all right, look around in the industry. And the reason why I want to basically talk to you about this, look around in the industry of editing and editors and directors and shooters. I'm sure these names we make a call, you're gonna know them. So we are talking about like a Rascasa, we are talking about like a Game Over. What name again? I don't remember his name.
they will.
J Will. Look pan a Twain Richards. Look pan certain people that they only concentrate on editing. Look pan a Darren Scott, which is Jam Radar or something like that on Instagram, which just concentrate solely upon basically just DP, which is basically the director of photography, the director so to speak.
Yeah,
And when you look upon these people, you almost see them at excel because they are focused on being the
and one,
best director, the best DP, the best editor, and this focus help them to basically stay a certain way. So if you notice the people them who almost are direct and shoot, it's not that they're not great at it, Cause you have the exception, like for instance, eruption. You know what I
yeah,
mean? That you might want the exception them. You might want the outliers of the space. You know what I mean? But you have other people who them direct and shoot, and I don't know if them ideas not necessarily the
yeah.
best
Produce
ideas
good
them
work
have,
as well.
but
Yeah,
they're not in the 1%, so to speak. And I don't know if because me I do so much reading and training and whatever, it made me thought differently. But I realize that the persons who tend to go deeper with what
within the
they're doing as opposed to go wider tend to have a better success, so to speak, in what them do.
yeah, you think so? Like you think they're more successful in
Yes,
just
most times. Most time because what means that people know them for that.
mhm,
Well, a man will say, yo, me I call him for shoot, but him is a director too and him is a editor. A man like, yo, a Jerry will want to do it because Jerry a bad director. All him think boy is directing with Jerry. And Jerry are using the people them who do the various tasks to make sure the Jerry product is good. But
mhm.
Jerry people see him as a bad director because him, So
Yeah,
because Jerick
Jay,
is director
Jay
only,
will probably can have an edit for save him life. Me no know still. We just,
exactly. So and that
sunset.
me I try
Yeah,
to say because Jay will focus on directing, him get considered as a certain director. Mind you know politics and everything, so it might rate it, whatever, and who him know and stuff like that. But I'm just saying, I believe that when you focus more on the thing that you are great at,
mm-hmm.
you tend to get a better result, so to speak. So for you, I would have considered you a greater editor than
Yeah,
probably a music video shooter
director.
or a director because you know what I mean. I see what things where you edit, and me I say sometimes even the footage where you get sometimes as I say is crazy, but you still make it work. So
So,
imagine if you would get better footage without the burnout ISO, without all the angles them where you say I get. You'd have
yeah,
even make better videos from the editing.
yeah, I
So
know.
it's kinda a mindset. I mean know that the mindset where you technically in right now is a Jamaican mindset. We need to be jack of all trade. We need to be able to do everything. And I get it because me is like that too.
Yeah.
I get it. For we want to know everything, we want to do everything. But we
No,
realize that
well,
the persons who are more focused tend to do a
and
little bit better in terms of
you know,
I mean them brand and
I
stuff
mean,
like that.
I get what you're saying because it's definitely hard to be on set and you're the director, you're shooting, and also you need to go home and edit. You know what I mean? When you actually focus on one thing, like just being a director, then you know, the DP can focus on his shot, and you can actually, have the talent do what you need to do without, you know what I mean, trying to focus on a certain shot. And I get what you're saying and everything. You know what I mean? Um, but as we said, still, the whole, being a Jamaican, being a Jamaican and the jack of all trades and all them things that yeah, I'm definitely one of those persons. And you see, when it reaches to the point where you're very good at something, you know what I mean? Um, Not the best, but you're very good at it. It's just kind of like, you just want to feel out different areas. You know what I mean? Um, I know persons like Jay will him grab a camera and shoot already. Well, like I personally see that already. You know what I mean? So, um, I mean, sometimes you're just curious to see, if you can,
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
can.
Alright. I understand you understanding how to shoot, because that helps editing.
Mhm,
Shooting helps editing, editing helps shooting. So
definitely.
understanding how to shoot is you want to learn that as an editor. You know what I mean? And an editor, even a director and a shooter want to learn a little bit about editing. It's
Yeah,
important. But the point that I'm trying to get across is it helps as an editor that you want to be a great editor. You don't want to be just good enough.
yeah. You
Because
want to
when
be
you're
good.
just good enough, you're just one another basket. But imagine if you say, yo, Cubs need to be the best editor in Jamaica. You know what that gonna make you need for you gonna do? You gonna basically say, yo, yeah, if I want to be the best editor in Jamaica, right now, who is the best editor in Jamaica? And you try and figure out who is the best editor in Jamaica and say, yo, you want a man? Me need to be better than him. And then you gotta start putting mad work. You gotta do all the research where you need to do. You gotta do everything where you need to do for make sure you say, yo, whatever work him a put out, you have one up that. And if you
Mhm.
can basically do that as an editor, what happen now is that people are gonna know, say, yo, your work them where you are do is a one up them man the work where them a do, and people are gonna start come to you now for do some of the work. Even though they might have certain politics same way, but people are gonna look upon your work and I say, yo, that you to work, him editing style, him coloring style, or whatever the case may be, but we want him on the team then. And at that me I
Yeah,
try to get you for understand. Instead of you be good enough, you just need to be great at where you are doing. That is how me approach things now. I
mhm.
am a good enough photographer. I am a good enough
Man,
videographer.
remember you from them days, man, parties and all
You know what
them
I
things.
mean? But right now, in terms of what I'm doing with the live stream and whatever, I want to be one of the best in the remote live streaming aspect of things.
So basically now, you just put on photography. Like, you know, bother with that. You don't
I
master
wouldn't say you
that.
put it down because you don't have to put down the things them, you know. So you don't have to put on the video shooting, you know. You don't have to put
Just
on
kind
the
of like,
editing,
you
you
know,
know.
press it
That's
aside
not
and
what
this
I'm
is my
saying.
main focus right now.
But your focus. So I'm not telling you to stop shooting and stop directing, you know. I am
Yeah.
just saying that your focus need to be on editing because that is what you're good at. You're already good at that. So imagine if you spend 2 more years digging deep and being an editor and become great. Then if you want to shoot every now and then and you want to take up a camera and whatever, that's cool. But you're great at editing, so people will be looking at you as one of the great editors in Jamaica, so to speak.
Yeah, I mostly get called about editing a project than shooting. And to
Exactly.
be honest, I mean, I don't mind, you know what I mean, as long as I'm getting good footage, you know what I mean. So
Yeah, but
that is
you
why.
need that now way I talk about is basically the standard where you set. Because if you're not getting good footage from them people here, you fire them. But now I work with you. I'm not getting good footage from you. If you get good footage from them Monday, then you build a better relationship with them Monday and say, yo, you know, when I do a project, then make sure over here say I send them because I like how you shoot. I like how you do your thing. So it's just you have to basically dictate what you are trying to do, you know. Any business where you are trying to do, you have to try and manage and dictate how you want the end result to be. It's not the client dictating, you know. The client give you the work. You can decide if you want to take the work or not. I mean, no again, boom, Jamaica thing. We're not rich. So when a man give you a work, we can't really tell him, say, yo, you know, we need the money.
No, right now, all work is getting done, fam.
Yes,
All work,
yes, yes.
all
You
work is
understand,
getting
you
done right
understand.
now.
I clearly
Yeah.
understand, bro, because me in a similar situation, you know what I mean? When the work come in, we try and get the work done, even when it's not something that we really want to do. Because me still do a look at editing here, so me still do a look at, you know, graphic design here and there. But that's not where my focus is.
And
But me
yeah,
still do them.
and speaking of that, Shango, that is where the jack of all trades come in because time's slow. And if you never know how to edit and do graphic work, if you only focus on pictures, then you know you're not eating no extra food. You know, you have your son, you have your youth to deal with. You know what I mean? You have your family. You
Yeah,
know,
man.
okay.
I think you misunderstand when I say focus, you know, what I mean. You focus on one thing, but you can do other things. So my focus right now is live streaming and them stuff there. But it's not that I lost my talent for do graphic design or anything. So it's my
No, no,
decision now when somebody come to me for that if I want to do it. It's not like
yeah.
I have to do it. Me just decide to yo, yeah, you are. Alright, then me shut it for you. I can't tell you say no. And because the time's slow and the money now come with other things, you might take it on because the time's slow. But what I'm saying is that if your focus is basically video editing, then you focus on that, and then if the other things them come based on the climate that is going on, you decide if you want to take it or not.
Well, of course, my focus on like my first love, man. Like that now go leave me. You know what I mean? As I said to
Okay.
you before, I mostly edit, man. Sometimes I don't even pick up my camera and shoot. You know what I mean? Like mostly edit. Right now, I'm just doing some stuff from overseas. You know what I mean? Working on a music video, and yeah, it's just you know, I mostly do my first love, which is editing. You know,
Okay,
and
okay.
to me, still that is where the magic happen. You know what I mean? Because you can shoot something very nice, and you know you have the best director, but at the end of the day, it all boils down to the editing. You know what I mean?
All right. So when me hear from you, it says, and that's why I know say editing your passion, you know, from me start listening more
It's just kind of
overshooting, you know,
like a
because
it's kind of like a 4x1 race. You know what I mean?
yes,
And the last person that hit the button just have to carry across the line. I'm that person, isn't me?
okay,
Yeah.
and and that is the reason why it kind of anchor down upon my point as to
Mm-hmm.
what your focus need to be. So I'm not telling you say don't shoot, you know.
Yeah.
I'm telling you that you need to focus the energy on editing. because you want to be that person where do that last lap where bring the button over the line. So when a person see the final result, they're like, yo, goal,
Goal. Yeah. First place.
goal. And at that moment, really want to get it to understand, so to speak. You know what I mean? Because sometimes some people have to talk to you, have to pull out your natural vibes and your natural energy as to what you want to go. You know what I mean? That's the reason why we have discussion in the first place. Because sometimes you don't even see yourself or other people see you. As a matter of fact, you don't see yourself or other people see you. And that's why you ask questions. Say, yo, you know, how them people that view me are, how you view me. If I wasn't in the room, what would you say about me? Oh, you know, so the boy Shango arrogant or him loud mouth or whatever the case. And the reason why you ask these questions is so you can gauge how the people them see you. Now, how person see you is not actually how you are, because people see you differently based on for
Yo,
them
honestly, still, you have
preconceived
some people.
notion, or for them you know what I mean, knowledge and information. Them see you
Mm,
differently. But why you want to get how people see you is because you want to understand what you know, what kind of consensus is out there about how you operate.
mm-hmm.
Because if everybody tell you say you're arrogant, it must means that you are show some attitude that mean that's, you know, that's coincide with somebody who's arrogant.
Mm-hmm.
If everybody say, yo, I'm arrogant, everybody could not tell lie. But if 2 man out of 10 say arrogant, and the next man say, yo, you know, so the man just confident, that mean you're confident, you're not arrogant. So that is the reason why I go over that time. I go over it more than once. We kind of get you to say, yo, me a bad editor. I need to try to become a better editor instead of I try to shoot and them stuff there, which is where me believe that your focus should be. In mean like more your focus, cause as we say, we know Jamaica run. Me a Jamaican, me live here. We try and do everything to make a look of butter. And when the butter not there, we
Mm-hmm.
worse try and do every little thing. You know what I say?
Yeah, man,
So we get
definitely,
it.
definitely.
Now let's move from that point into more as a creative. How do you see the creative industry in Jamaica? We don't really have an industry still, but the creative space in Jamaica, because industry big, we not reach industry yet. But the creative space, so to speak, how do you see it? How do you view it? You know, you view it as a viable space, you view it as a hustling space. How do you view it?
Wow, man. Well, there's a lot to it, you know. You know what I mean? Um, there's definitely growth from the time I've started till now. Um, in terms of creativity with different directors, you know, editors and videographers. Um, um, I lost my chain of thoughts.
Yeah, man, just
Um,
take the time, man. We have time. We're just like
yeah, yeah.
half an hour over the time.
I know. Yo, ask me the question again. Ask me the question again. I lost my chain of thoughts. Ask me again.
Yeah, so what me that say is that how do you view our space right now as creatives in Jamaica? How do you look at this space? Do you think it's a viable space? Do you think it's a, as I said, growing space, a space where, you know what I mean, people can make money on a certain level and live a nice life. You know what I mean? Live a happy life. We're not talking about, yeah, shoot and that your money this week. We're talking about you shoot a one nice project and you can just hide
Yo,
out for 2 months.
honestly, still like it just all depends on your network. To be honest, um, people you network with. Sometimes you can shoot a project and you're good for the next 2 to 3 months, and sometimes based on your network, you will shoot a project and you're good for the next week and a half. You know what I mean? So money is actually there, but it's just all about your network. You know what I mean? And how you, cause for me, Zane, um, there's a lot of different ways to actually better yourself here and make money. But I'm not the I'm not really the person to socialize a lot. I don't go to network. You know what I mean? Like I stay in my little circle. You know, I work with German, Wellington, and Crusher. You know what I mean? And is is just basically um is just basically my circle that I use to bring in my income. But spreading my wings and networking, like talking to the right people. There's different areas I definitely can go to actually make money and relax for the next 2 to 3 months. You know what I mean? So there is money here. You definitely can make a living here, but it's just your network and your links. Like once you have links, you're good. You know what I mean? So I hope that answer your question.
Yeah, man. That answer the question. Um, I have a follow up question though, based on your answer.
Yeah.
Why is it you feel like that you as a person stay in your circle and not trying to
Um,
expand the circle, so
that,
to speak?
that's a bad thing for me. That's a bad thing for me. But like sometimes I step outside of my circle because like people will see my work and contact me. You know what I mean? I'm not really the one to actually approach. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's kind of like my thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
but
not the one to
you
approach.
you know,
Just kind
if
of
you
like,
want to get more work as an editor, and if you want to become this great editor, as I've been saying, you actually have to try to get other work. Because what means
yeah.
that these persons who you have been working with, they are comfortable with your work. So you almost not impress them anymore.
No,
They're
man, we are
good with
talking
your
about, man.
work.
Like, all right, listen. Like, I have clients who come to me constantly. I'm talking about like one client that's like always repeat, like, that's okay, cool. You do this for me, I love it. You do this for me, I love it. So it's just kind of like I'm always doing work for a certain client. Like, um, I'm working with some corporate companies now, and you know what I mean. Like, I get good recommendation from them. You know what I mean. So other clients will link me. So it's not a case where, oh, I'm comfortable and I'm just giving you this. You know what I mean. So it just up there. You know what I mean. Like every time I'm doing my best. So um yeah.
All right, cool. So you see, technically, this is normally more a conversation, but technically I do an interview with you, and why it kind of reach an interview level is that more want to pull out certain information out of here, because I realize that I know you're not really a man to talk up and rate it. You're kind of more just easy. And I realize that because of that, I
Oh,
kind of
nah,
have to ask you questions to kind of pull out information, for kind of get a
yeah.
better sense of where you are mentally and how you see the work and stuff like that. Because you know what I mean, you could have gone and tell me, say, oh, me, I do work for them people here and rate it and whatever. And you know what I mean, I always impress them and rate it. But as soon as me say, oh, you know what I mean, if you do work for one set of people and you're not impress them, that is when you basically give me that answer. And
I'm
you know what I mean, that
always
is the reason why
impress
you
my
ask
clients. Them,
questions.
man. Happy. If me not impress my clients, them why them all link me back? You know what I mean? Like why?
Exactly.
If
You
you
know,
say you're Courtney,
return work. They must
exactly.
satisfy
If
with
you
their
say
work.
if you say cab, like yo, just because here's the thing, all right? A lot of clients will throw work on me without any direction, which I hate. I hate. You know what I mean? Like, but um, I always seems to deliver. You know what I mean? Like all the time. There's a lot of times when uh, you edit a certain project for our clients, and the first draft is the last draft. You know what I mean? Yeah. So there is no change that. You know what I mean? A lot of times the first cut is amazing. You know what I mean? So um, I do try my very best to impress my clients because they are the ones that actually making me live. You know what I mean? So yeah,
So me I say man, and that is the reason why when you was conduct an interview, you have to ask the questions. Cause me don't know, maybe if somebody are listen this interview or them see it in the future, they might think that me kinda be hard on you and me ask you some hard questions. But
yo,
me
shut.
not
Just ask anything, fam.
ask no
Just
hard questions, When me I try to get it to is that how you view it and how you look upon it and how you see it and what you consider impressing clients and what you consider you know what I mean delivering at a certain level, at a certain quality,
yeah.
you know what I mean, as an editor. And as I say, me hear it from me see how you do your thing and everything. I know you personally and whatever. I know that you are more an editor than a shooter. You can shoot,
Yeah.
but you're more an editor than a shooter. And if you can make sure, say, you always impress your clients and your clients refer you to other people, it means that you can say you're a professional editor and get more, you know what I mean, more work where you can basically say, yo, all right, then we chill back for 3 months after we do one work.
Oh, okay.
So at that me, I try to get you to understand. Say, yo, the more you narrow down as an editor, dig deeper as an editor, you will sooner or later start get editing work. Whereas you do one job, and then when they do that one job there, the one job they make it just easy back for 3 months. The only thing is that not much of them jobs they really in Jamaica. You know what I mean?
No.
So you know have to try and figure out now if you become this great editor, or if you market yourself outside of Jamaica for kind of navigate the
Yo,
space. And one of the way how
sometimes
for
it's
basically do
actually
that.
hard to get what you want and get what you deserve as an editor. You know what I mean? Um, a lot of clients don't really understand the the hours put into editing. Sometimes it's kind of like 16, 18 hours nonstop. Yo, I actually stayed up one time for 24 hours, man, because a client wanted something like following day. You know what I mean? 24 hours I stayed up and I edited that project and it was
All right,
just
one
good.
question may I ask you for that. So when you stayed up the 24 hours, did you actually charge him like one times up the money?
Yeah, well, I mean, they wanted the next day.
Yes, so
Like,
did you charge him more than your regular
yeah,
fee?
like if you want it back that
Okay.
fast, you know what I mean? Like, I have to
Because
charge
what
more.
happens is that what I have learned over the years, you say if you want express work, you need to pay
Hmm.
express price. Other than that, you can't get express.
Yeah, you can't. It just don't make any sense. You know what I mean? And for me, like that's putting more pressure on me because I mean everybody have them different ways or them edit. You know what I mean? Like for me, it's just kind of like let me edit for like the first half an hour, take a 10-second break, go drink something, come back. You know what I mean? Like just kind of think about your cuts, rewatch your cuts. You know what I mean? And just try to plan the next cut. You know what I mean? Because for me, editing is it's all about vibe. You know what I mean? You get a certain vibe when you cut. You know what I mean? And like to get that vibe is just kind of like, you just take a break and you come back to it. You know what I mean? I say, yo, I never like the way of this look. Like, let me change that. You know what I mean? Like, let me like put a transition right here or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sometimes when you wake up the following day, you get a new idea to cut a certain scene. You know what I mean? So
Yep. That's what editing basically is. Is
yeah,
an energy. Is a flow. So,
definitely.
and then that is the reason why, as an editor, a designer and stuff like that, you have to actually walk away from your work and come back, come look on
Walk
it,
away and come back.
because now you get a new eye.
Sometimes when I'm color grading, like I say, yo, this look good. You know what? Let me go get something and come back. When I come back, me not like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because after a while as a color grader, you shouldn't be coloring based on what you see on the screen. You have to understand the data of coloring. That is what I learned from a professional colorer. You know him,
Yo, and
Twin. Say yo, him don't
that's
color by eye
actually my
anymore
next
because
thing. That's actually my next thing I'm working on though, because
exactly.
in terms of color grading, like that's definitely not my strong point. That's one of my weak points, because it's just
No,
is
before you go further, you see, as an editor, you are better off learning about coloring than learning about shooting.
I know.
Because coloring and editing is almost in the same narrowness, the same deepness. So as an editor, if you want to go deep, you talk about you go coloring.
Yeah.
You get me I say? So the focus now for you, if you want to go deeper in a editing capability, is for basically going to coloring. And the best place for going to coloring is not Premiere Pro.
It's not
Final Cut. It's DaVinci.
Yeah. Yo, Shango, I usually color in DaVinci, and it's since recently I started to edit in DaVinci, because like Premiere Pro, man, there's always a crash, always, this one bug or something.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Issues.
It have issues, man. So that's my transition right now, man. So it's just crossing over from Premiere Pro to DaVinci, and just kind of refreshing my memory on color grading there, because I always color grade in Premiere Pro.
Man, you're on the right path. And I can tell you something. You must know Twain Richard. I don't know how good you and him is, but reach out to him.
Yeah. Twain is I heard about him, man. I've seen him a couple of times, man. Twain is definitely a DaVinci person. You know what I mean?
You mentioned, man. Reach out to Twain. You see, as an editor, I'm sure him probably see stuff the man rated, and you want to learn about coloring. Reach out to him. He's a good youth. You know what I mean? Like me and him always a reason and stuff like that. And Twain will basically, you know what I mean, get you up to speed and kind of teach you one and two things, even if you, so to speak, is in competition, because him think about it bigger than him think about the industry bigger. Cause him know the better worker come out of Jamaica, the better editors are in Jamaica benefit him overall. So what is that? If you have 5 top editors in Jamaica's, it actually make Jamaica get seen now as a place where people can send edit. High level people can send edit, because they must say, yo, top quality editor come out of Jamaica. So Twain don't really see another Jamaican as in competition. Me and him always a reason and always a talk. So it's something we know. Me not ask no question. So reach out to him. Tell him, say, yo, you know, so we are editing na DaVinci Resolve. You know, if you have any tips where you can give me on the coloring base and rate it, and I'm 100% sure if you even reach out to him through Instagram, him will reply and I'm gonna give you good advice.
Yeah, man.
So reach out to him, not because him is our next editor and you might think, oh, you know what I mean, we're a competition or whatever the case may be.
Yo, I don't think that with anybody, fam. Like, I honestly don't think that with anybody. You know what I mean? Definitely not. No.
You have to, no. Let me tell you something. Before we get into that, I want to help you with that. As an editor, you need to identify the persons who are good in your industry as an editor. So technically, even if you don't consider them your competition, they're technically your competition, because when a man look for give the best editor the work in a Jamaica, them are gonna look in a certain direction. So it's now you have to position yourself as an editor that when them look one best editor, if them link best editor 1 and them they get through to him because he might do some what work and him busy, them might look upon you as number 2 or number 3 or whatever the case may be.
Yo, honestly, like you see this industry, everybody have them favorites. Everybody have them.
Yeah. Politics.
You know what I mean? I edit for some people, like they only want me to edit them work. And if I'm busy, they might wait for me. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
No, seriously.
I guess the project where they might try to do they're not urgent. So them just wait.
It's not urgent. You know what I mean? But then will wait on me. You know what I mean? So I mean, sometimes, you have to find a, replacement just in case. Because, I mean, sometimes the work does overwhelming. But you have everybody who have them favorites. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, that's normal. A human being thing that a man knows say, yo, you do a work a certain way, him just want to use you all the time. That is human being behavior. So that is not where you can go against. But I'm saying that if it's a case where you are number 2 or number 3 or number 1 in the industry, you will get preferred for certain work, especially when I'm talking about international work. If I'm gonna look for an editor in Jamaica, and from the international standpoint, I can come through referrals and stuff like that. But imagine if the referral come through and them say, yo, Twain say, yo, say me I work on NCB or NBC or a BT project where I can't really take my eye off of right now. And that gonna be a 3 months project. So here, link Cubs. And that start a relationship with you now if you're with an international brand. Because him know I look point and I say, yo, you there at the level where him can use fame reputation and refer them to you, so you will do a good enough job. So him not necessarily, have an issue. No, there's no issue. So what I try to say is that it's almost position marketing. So if you position yourself with the right people, you almost either get referral or basically, kind of a vibes from them where you can get even a brand new client, because him probably refer to you to the client there and then know say, yo, the refer you to the client there, a 500 work you will get, because once you impress them, you them a look on. So it's just if understand the industry and kind of work it. And brother, we're glad we have a conversation here, because
I'm happy.
You know what I mean? I try and pull out a whole heap of information from you for kind of get you to understand even, you know what I mean, how you have to think about things and them things. I hope say, yo, it help, you know what I mean, and you even learn one and two things, and you know what I mean, me I learn some things even from you with even, you know what I mean, I know about the jack of all trades in Jamaica, I know about the wanting to do everything.
Yeah.
And we know about the bills, you know what I mean? You have things to do, you have to pay people, or you have your car loan and them things, so you have to do every little thing will come at you. Me understand that, because me have car loan, me have family, so I get that. But the more narrow you are, is sometimes the more you can charge. So you're not necessarily even forgetting at that space, if you understand what I mean.
Yeah.
When me I realize that the time I run out, we're 55 minutes, 57 minutes already.
How long we are talking, Shango?
We are talking 57 minutes already, bruv. 58 minutes.
Wow.
I said go when you talk about things where you love, the time just blew off.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yo, I can't spend all night talking about this. I swear.
Yeah, that's so it goes. So you gotta go on. I gotta run the outro before them kick we off. Cause Instagram gonna kick we off shortly. And if anything, we can probably just talk off the air a little bit more before, you know what I mean? So when we run the outro and do the outro before them kick we off.
No problem, man.
Yeah. Yeah. That was another episode of Creative Always Be. But before we left, we always do the quote. We always do the quote. So it's a lack of direction, not the lack of time, is the problem. We all have 24 hours. Zig Ziglar. This quote is by Zig Ziglar. Brother, I don't know if that quote make me attack the Cubs the way I talk to him. I don't know if that quote, but the quote just seems to fit in right away. Lack of direction, not lack of time, is the problem. We all have 24 hours. So sometime, what this quote really speaks to is that all of us have 24 hours where we get our stuff done. But the person who basically get more done or succeed more or become successful, because we're not really too good at succeeding, become successful in life is the person who have a clearer direction, a map, so to speak, as to where they want to go in their life. They get to use their time more effectively. So their 24 hours, it's used more effectively than a man who, you know what I mean? He must say, yo, you know what I mean? I don't have enough time. Everybody have 24 hours. So the man out there where you see basically is a billionaire. He don't have more time than you. Him just did basically have a better direction than you. So him have a roadmap or a follow-up map with clear direction as to where you want to go. And that is the reason why them always are talk about planning and this and that. Because planning help you to get this clear direction as to where you want to go. And again, me read the quote before me say, oh, this is a boom quote. Lack of direction, not lack of time, is the problem. We all have 24 hours 24-hour days. Zig Zaglar. Bad quote.